So, what's your rate? Did your heart drop at the sound of those words? If so, don't worry, my friend. I personally still struggle when it comes to confidently telling clients the rate for my services as a freelance filmmaker. But in this video, I'm actually going to give you practical steps to not only land on a rate that is appropriate for your services, but also just a mindset to get into when it comes to giving your rate to potential clients for the projects that you are gonna book. So, and as you probably clicked on, I use Notion to help me come up with these numbers, with these rates, with these prices for my services. And all the templates that I'm using in this video, I will put in the description. And just so that you're aware, I use the base template that you will find on the link, and I've customized it for my own needs. And so you will have to do the same for yourself. So I apologize if it's not exactly set up the way that it is like for me that you're about to see on my screen. Just know that. So first things first, before we even talk about pricing ourselves as filmmakers, as freelance creatives, we need to get real about our monthly expenses. So what we spend in a month for rent, for food, for everything that we need to take care of financially. And I actually did make a video on this. It also uses a Notion template that will definitely help you. So I'll link that video below as well so that you can see how to set up a monthly budget in Notion. And I also want to give the disclaimers. So I'm making this video from the perspective of a freelance filmmaker. I currently also have a part-time job, so that will factor into my budget and all of that. Also, these aren't my exact budget spreadsheets, nor are they like my exact rates for my services. I've adjusted them just for the purposes of this video, so please don't like judge me like, whoa, you charge that much, or you know, all that. I just wanted to give you like even numbers so it's like easy to follow and understand. So now that we got those out of the way, we're gonna start with our monthly expenses. So getting real about the money that does, you know, come out of our bank account every month. So let's look at this sample budget that I made up for you guys. Again, it's loosely based off of my own expenses and budget that I have each month. So in this top part right here, I have income. So the income from my part-time job, or at least in this scenario, I just put this number, and again, I just wanted to round everything out. So I know that I for sure I'm gonna make each month $13.40 in terms of income. So we can know that we have that amount of money in our pocket. So in terms of being freelance, now we have to find out how much we need to make as a freelancer just to break even, right? But sorry, I'm kind of getting ahead of us. So right here, if you watch my other video, I have this set up, so this is my income and then these are my expenses. And at the bottom here is the sum. So the sum is basically how much money I need to make, again, to break even, to cover all my expenses. So right here we see that it's in the negative. It's negative 1,000. So there's $1,000 that I need to make every month, again, in this sample scenario, in order to, again, at least cover my basic needs. And that's where our freelance income rate comes in. That means every month we need to make at least $1,000 to, again, make sure that we're covered. All right, so let me just erase this so you can know like what this made up person would need to make every month. So let me just erase this real quick. So this person would need $2,340 to just cover their basic expenses. But since this person has a part-time job, they really only need to make $1,000 in terms of freelance work. So from there, right, we're gonna take this number, what's 1,000, and we're gonna times it by 2. The reason why we are multiplying this 1,000 by 2 is because if you're a freelancer, you probably know this already, or if you're new, it's okay. I also had to learn this. Basically, let's say you get a job and you charge $500. You really are only going to have $250 in your pocket to spend, because that other $250 is gonna go towards taxes, other business expenses. So basically, You just need to act like half of that money that you quote unquote make you're not gonna see it, because it's not gonna go into your personal bank account. It's not gonna go towards your monthly expenses. And then that is just what freelance life is like. So yeah, hopefully that makes sense. If you need clarification, I can clarify in the comments. All right, so going back to this $1,000, right? This negative $1,000. So we don't just need to make $1,000 as a freelancer to break even. We need to make $2,000, again, timesing that by 2, in order to break even. So that's that. This is the monthly budget. We found out how much money we need to make as a freelancer to cover ourselves, to cover our financial needs. Now it's time to figure out how much we actually need to charge per project, per day rate. And I also want to mention that I'm gonna just talk about a day rate in this video, but this could be applied to a project rate if that is how you set up your business. So I personally, right now, I'm still readjusting it. As I said, what I'm about to show you is not my actual business structure. But again, it's based off of me as a freelance filmmaker who focuses on camera work. So being a director of photography, cinematographer, or owner-operator, camera owner-operator. So that's what this is based off of. So I kind of have things already inputted in here. And just so we don't forget, right? Again, I have this statement over here. The goal is approximately X dollars per month. So we have already established that we need to make $2,000 a month as a freelancer, again, just to cover our bases. So that's where this number comes in. You need to get this up to $2,000. Sorry, I had a moment because I just remembered something. So right here, you'll see I already have my services that I'm offering, or at least, you know, a version of my services that I'm offering. And then the price here, and then the rate range here. So I know the big question that you'll probably have right now is like, Marissa, how did you come up with those numbers? And I'm gonna talk about that right now. So again, this is a day rate, but you can apply this same idea and same concepts to projects. So in terms of finding out how much I should charge and I deserve to charge as a freelance filmmaker, as a freelance camera operator, DP, I'm still getting used to calling myself those things, just to be upfront with you, because I'm still working through imposter syndrome. But anyways, how I have come up with these rates, or, you know, again, these don't reflect my real rates, but they're close. They're in the range. For one, I've already booked jobs and I have an idea of what the market looks like. I have an idea of what I should be making as, let's say, I'm a camera operator. I've also worked under directors of photography that, you know, that's eventually where I want to be. And I've asked them, hey, you know, what do you charge? That's also a good way. Like, ask the people that are already doing the thing that you want to do and ask them what they charge, and they'll be honest with you. I think we need to stop getting, like, you know, feeling taboo about talking about money, because I think money's not bad, and like we all deserve to make money, especially for our talent and for our services. So ask the people that are already doing the things that you're doing. If you're a shy boy or girl, or they, them, like, you can check out sites like Staff Me Up and Production Hub. So these are basically sites where you can book, you know, jobs as a freelance filmmaker, freelance videographer. And why that's a good resource, because you can go and see how much basically clients that you could potentially work with are willing to pay for specific services. My only caveat with that is that there's some people who don't have a huge budget, and they'll even say, hey, it's a low budget, you know, feature, it's a low budget shoot, and, you know, they won't be charging maybe what is the market rate in your area. So just be cognizant of that. But again, you can find, oh, this service is worth $750 a day, $500 a day, you know, and then you can, again, collect data and then see from there where you fit within that market rate. Because, you know, I think we also have to understand that we also have to take in our experience level into into consideration. So that's a little bit about how to do research on what is your market rate as a freelance filmmaker, as a freelance creative, whatever you're doing freelance work wise. And again, I want to make this clear, I'm not no expert on this. I'm still very much learning myself how to charge, how much to charge, how to break down a quote for a client. That's still something I'm very much learning, and once I have a better grasp on that, I'd be happy to share that with you. So hope you stick around with me. All right, so let's just say this person, they already went through all the research. They asked people in their network who are doing the things that they want to do, doing the work that they want to do, and they have come up with numbers where they think this is fitting for their skill level, for the gear that they own, and all that. So yeah, this person came up with their rates for being a director of photography, to be a DP, to be a camera owner operator, and for gear or kit rentals. So let's just say that that's what they've decided upon. And again, this is a range, because sometimes, yeah, you're gonna come up with, projects where, the scope is large and hopefully the budget is also large, or the scope is not as large and so the budget follows suit. Again, this is loosely, maybe this is like poor practice, but again, this is like the range, right? I think the important thing is that you don't want to go below this number. Okay, so going back to this $2,000, right? The $2,000 that we need to make to at least break even, to at least cover our monthly expenses. How do we get to that number? So this is where we can start plugging in the number of days that we need to work, or the number of projects, if you're doing it that way, that you need to book each month in order to, again, cover expenses and eventually make a profit, or hopefully make a profit, not just cover our bases. And again, knowing that we need to make at least $2,000 a month, easy. We need to book 2 days of work as a DP to cover ourselves, right? That's it. Of course, and I know it's not that, booking jobs and finding work is a whole, like, full-time job itself. So that's how you find out, for one, how many days you need to work as a specific, position. And then here you go. You got that $2,000, and again, that's gonna go over here to your monthly budget, where you'll have that 1,000, because the other half of the 1,000 is going to go towards your taxes reserve, your business expenses reserve, whatever. So here you go. And of course, as easy, we don't want to just, be living in survival mode. We also want to thrive. So hey, if you book one more DP gig, look at you. You have technically you have an extra $500 now in your pocket to do what you wish with. So yeah, again, you just plug and play how much money you need to make, and then how much money you want to make. And then from here, you can find out how many days you need to work as a DP, as a camera owner operator, how many days you need to rent out your kit. And yeah, hopefully this is all making sense. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments. All I want to say is you deserve to get paid, and you deserve to get paid what you're worth. And I promise you, my friend, you're worth so much more than you maybe think you are. And if you don't have the experience yet to get paid the big bucks, you definitely will. Just keep working at it.
I just want to let you know that if you made it to the end of this video, know that I really appreciate you. And as I mentioned, I thought you might like this video about budgeting in Notion, which you can find right here. And if we haven't met yet, I'm Marissa Roxas, and I'm a filmmaker from San Diego, California. I make videos about philosophy and filmmaking, so if any of that interests you, I would love to have you here. If not, no worries. Thank you for watching anyway. Phew.